It was one of those dry, stubborn afternoons in Lagos when the sun behaves like it has something personal against everybody. The air was hot enough to fry an egg on the bonnet of a car. Even the lizards had stopped running about. They were too tired to chase their shadows. Along the lonely shortcut road that connected Ijora to Surulere, an old woman trudged slowly, dragging her slippers like someone who had been fighting with the road itself. Her name was Mama Clara, or at least that's what people used to call her back in the day. Now, everyone just called her that mad woman that talks to herself. Her blouse had seen better days, her wrapper was torn at the edges, and her once black hair had turned into a tangled mess of grey. If you saw her, you'd swear she escaped from Yaba Psychiatric Hospital. People usually crossed to the other side whenever she appeared. But that day, Mama Clara was not just wandering aimlessly. She was thinking, deeply thinking, even though the world thought her brain had retired years ago. As she got to the middle of the lonely road, a man stepped out from behind a corner. He was wearing all black, black jeans, black t-shirt, black cap, and black sneakers. Even his heart looked black from a distance. He flashed a smile, but it wasn't the kind that made you comfortable. It was the type that made your spirit start looking for the nearest exit. "Ah, Mama," he said softly, walking toward her. "You look tired. You must be hungry. Come, make I buy you small food." Mama Clara didn't even blink. She just stared at him the way an old goat stares at a new fence. "Leave me alone," she said quietly and kept walking. But the man followed. "Don't be afraid, Mama. I no go harm you. I just want to help." "Help yourself first," she muttered and tried to move faster. Before she could take 5 steps, another figure appeared. A beautiful young woman in tight jeans and high heels that had no business on that dusty road. Her perfume filled the air before she even reached them. "Mama," she said with a sweet smile, "don't follow that man-o. He looks suspicious. Come, let me take you to a safe place." Mama Clara stopped, looking from the man to the woman. Both were smiling, but their eyes didn't agree with their mouths. The man quickly added, "She's with me, Mama. We both want to help you." Before Mama Clara could respond, a voice shouted from a distance, "Mama, don't follow them." Everyone turned. A young girl in her mid-20s came running toward them, her slippers slapping the ground like gunshots. Sweat soaked her face, but she didn't care. "They are kidnappers!" she yelled. The beautiful woman's fake smile disappeared faster than Nipah light during rainfall. "What nonsense are you talking about?" she snapped. "I know you people!" the girl shouted, standing her ground. "I saw you last week near Costain. You pretended to help one old man. That man has not been seen since then." The man frowned, his voice low and dangerous. "You better watch your mouth, small girl." "Watch fire!" the girl replied boldly. "If you don't leave now, I will scream. You know how boys in this area behave. They won't ask questions before they descend on you. Try me." The woman's face changed immediately. "Let's go! Jide, this girl don't spoil everything," she said, grabbing the man's arm. The man glared at the girl one last time, hissed, and disappeared with the woman into the nearby bush path. The girl exhaled, shaking slightly. Then she turned to Mama Clara and touched her arm gently. "Mama, are you okay?" Mama Clara looked at her long and hard before smiling faintly. "Thank you, my daughter. You saved me." The girl smiled shyly. "My name is Amara, Mama. I couldn't just stand there and watch them hurt you." Mama Clara nodded slowly. "You have a good heart. Most people would have looked away. Tell me, Amara, what are you doing around here?" Amara sighed. "Honestly, Mama, I'm just trying to survive. I finished university 4 months ago. No job, I'm squatting with a friend. Life is not easy at all. But seeing someone in danger and walking away, I just couldn't." Mama Clara smiled again. "You did well, my child. Even with your struggles, you still help someone like me. People look at me and call me mad, but they don't know the story behind these clothes." Amara looked curious. "Mama, you don't sound like a mad person at all. There's something different about you." Mama Clara's eyes glistened. "Come closer," she whispered, glancing around. "Meet me tomorrow at the Megamart junction by 10 a.m. I want to show you something that might change your life." Amara's eyes widened. "For real, Mama? You want to help me?" Mama Clara smiled. "You helped me when you didn't have to. Let me return the favor." Amara almost cried. "Thank you, Mama. I'll be there, I promise." They hugged briefly, and Mama Clara walked away slowly until she disappeared down the road. Amara stood there watching. "God, please," she whispered, "let this be real. I've had enough disappointments already." That evening, as the sun went down, Mama Clara opened the gate to a big compound in Ikoyi. The guards at the gate stood straight when they saw her. "Welcome, madam," they chorused. She waved them off and entered the house quietly. Inside the spacious living room sat a handsome young man scrolling through his tablet. That was her only son, Michael, a 30-year-old tech billionaire and CEO of one of Nigeria's biggest startups. He looked up and almost dropped his phone. "Mum, what in the world happened to you? You look like you've been wrestling with dust." She smiled. "I went out to breathe, my son. Sometimes you need to walk among the people to see life clearly." Michael frowned. "Mum, you're the mother of a billionaire, not a streetwalker. You can't be dressing like this." She ignored him and sat down, wiping her face with a handkerchief. "I found a wife for you today." Michael froze, then burst out laughing. "Mum, not again. We've talked about this." She looked serious. "You'll thank me one day. This girl is different. She saved my life today from kidnappers." Michael sighed, rubbing his forehead. "Mum, please. You say every woman is different until she sees my bank account balance." "Not this one," she said, shaking her head. "She didn't even know who I was, yet she helped me. She has a pure heart." "Mum, please," he said, standing up. "I'm not ready for marriage. If you like her that much, maybe you can hire her to cook or something. But wife? Not now." She gave him a long, motherly stare. "You'll see, Michael. God might just use you to change your life." He laughed again. "If she's the one God sent, let him send her my email address first." She chuckled and stood up. "You talk too much. Go and pack your things. You said your flight to Ghana is by 8. Yes, I'm going," he said, still smiling. "Safe trip for me and safe matchmaking for you." As he walked upstairs, Mama Clara looked after him and whispered to herself, "You don't know what destiny looks like, my son, but tomorrow you'll meet it face to face." Meanwhile, Amara couldn't stop thinking about the event of the day. She kept replaying the entire scene in her head. The strange man, the fake woman with the sweet voice, and the old mad woman she had saved. Everything still felt like a dream that refused to end. When she finally got home to the small one-bedroom flat she shared with her friend Patricia, the smell of fried stew and palm oil hit her nose before she even entered the room. "Ahem, Pat, you don't cook?" she called out, dropping her bag. From the small corner kitchen, Patricia shouted back, "Now who go wait for you since morning? You disappear without saying where you dey go. Hope you no go beg for job inside gutter today." Amara smiled faintly. "I actually helped someone today," she said, entering the kitchen. Patricia turned, her face shiny with sweat and suspicion. "Helped who?" Amara leaned against the wall, almost whispering. "That woman everyone calls mad around Ajora Road? I met her today. 2 people tried to kidnap her, but I stopped them." Patricia dropped her spoon dramatically. You stopped kidnappers? Amara, since when you turned superhero?" Amara chuckled. "It's not like that. They pretended they wanted to help her, but something told me they were lying. I stood my ground and they ran away. Mama Clara, that's her name, was so grateful. She said I saved her life. And guess what?" Patricia folded her arms, already rolling her eyes. "I'm waiting for the foolish part of the story." Amara ignored her sarcasm and continued excitedly. "She asked me to meet her tomorrow at the Megamart junction by 10 a.m. She said she'll take me somewhere I can get a job." Patricia froze, then laughed so hard she almost spilled her stew. "Wait, so let me get this straight. A mad-looking woman you met on a dusty road promised you a job. Amara, are you hearing yourself? You don't lose guard, finish! Amara frowned. Why is it so hard for you to believe good things can happen to me? Every day you complain that I'm broke and jobless. Now that someone wants to help me, you're here mocking me again. Patricia sighed dramatically. My dear, I'm not mocking you. I'm warning you. This Lagos is full of people pretending. That woman might not even be mad. She could be part of a kidnap ring. They'll lure you with job story. Next thing you'll wake up in ritual forest singing hymns for deliverance. Amara crossed her arms. You watch too much Nollywood. I prefer Nollywood to obituary posters. Patricia shot back. Be wise. If you like, go tomorrow and follow her. Just remember to send me your picture before you vanish. Amara shook her head and walked to their small room. God, please let this be real, she whispered, kneeling beside her bed. I'm tired of suffering. Just one opportunity, Lord. The next morning, by 9:45 a.m., Amara was already at the Megamart junction, dressed in her finest dress that had seen better days. She kept checking her wristwatch and scanning every passing car. 10 a.m. came and went. Nothing. Her heart started racing. What if Patricia was right? Just then, a sleek black SUV glided to a stop beside her. The tinted window rolled down slowly. A woman stepped out, well-dressed, perfume sharp enough to announce her presence from 3 streets away. She smiled politely. Are you Amara? Yes, Amara replied, blinking. Good. Madame Clara sent me to bring you. Amara stepped back immediately like she'd seen a ghost. Who sent you? Mama Clara, the lady repeated. She's waiting for you at home. Lie, Amara said instantly, crossing her arms. You think I'll just follow a random woman because you mentioned her name? You must think I'm very naive. This is exactly how people enter problem in Lagos. The woman frowned. Excuse me? Do I look like a kidnapper? Amara eyed her from head to toe. You look too fine to be struggling, and that's exactly the type that kidnappers send. Fine face, fake heart. You even smell expensive. Maybe it's to confuse your victims. Jesus! The woman exclaimed, shocked. Amara hissed. See, Auntie, I'm not going anywhere. If you want to try anything, just know I'll scream. I've watched enough crime documentaries to know how this starts. The woman groaned and brought out her phone. Madam, she's here, but she's not following me. She said I'm a kidnapper, she said into the phone. Amara could hear a familiar, calm voice from the other end. Give her the phone, Mama Clara said. The woman handed it over quickly, shaking her head. Mama Clara? Amara said carefully. Yes, my daughter. It's me, the old woman's gentle voice came through. I sent my assistant Linda to bring you. I'm too tired to come out this morning. Please, follow her. You're safe. Amara hesitated, biting her lip. Are you sure, Mama? Mama Clara chuckled softly. If I wanted to harm you, I had the chance yesterday on that lonely road. Trust me, you're in good hands. Amara sighed with relief. Okay, Mama, I'll come. When the call ended, she turned to Linda. Sorry for suspecting you, but you can't blame me. The world is mad. Linda forced a smile. Just enter the car, please. We're already late. Wait first, Amara said, bringing out her small phone. Let's take a picture together. I need to send it to my friend. If anything happens, at least people will know who carried me last. Linda rolled her eyes. Seriously? Yes, ma'am. Say cheese. Click. Amara quickly sent the photo to Patricia and called her. Pat, I'm entering a car now. I just sent you a picture of the woman I'm with. If you don't see me by 8 p.m., report her to police. Patricia laughed from the other end. You be real drama queen. Just go and get your destiny. And if they kidnap you, make sure you escape before evening. I don't have money for ransom. Idiot, Amara muttered, smiling as she entered the SUV. After about 30 minutes of smooth driving through Lekki's quiet streets, the car turned into a gated estate that looked like money had built it from the ground up. Amara's mouth opened wide as they entered a compound with trimmed flowers, fancy water fountain, and guards who looked like they'd just returned from training camp. The car parked in front of a mansion so beautiful it could make your brain restart. Who lives here? She whispered. Linda ignored her question, just smiled and opened the door. Come down. They entered the house, and if Amara thought the outside was fine, the inside was heaven. White marble floors, golden curtains, a chandelier that looked like it cost more than her entire life savings. And there she was, Mama Clara, sitting elegantly on a sofa, wearing a fine gown, her silver hair neatly packed. Mama? Amara gasped. Mama Clara smiled warmly. Welcome, my daughter. This is my real life. The one you saw on the street was just my disguise. Amara blinked, confused. Disguise? Yes, my dear. Sometimes I dress like a poor woman to understand what life looks like from the bottom. People show their true nature when they think you have nothing. Amara stood frozen. You mean you're rich? Mama Clara laughed softly. I'm comfortable enough. My son, Michael, is a billionaire, but I like to live simple. Yesterday, you helped me without asking who I was. You saw a person, not a status. That's rare these days. Amara smiled shyly, her eyes wet. Mama, I just did what was right. That's why I like you, Mama Clara said, standing up. I told Michael about you, and he agreed that you can work here as the household cook. You'll be well paid and treated with respect. This is not charity, it's an opportunity. Tears rolled down Amara's cheeks. Mama, thank you. God bless you. You don't know what this means to me. Mama Clara hugged her gently. Welcome to your new life, my daughter. This is just the beginning. The next day, the morning breeze was soft and sweet. Amara woke up early, humming as she cleaned the large kitchen, amazed at how life could change overnight. But just as she started arranging the dishes, a loud cry pierced the air. She dropped the plate and ran into the living room. Mama Clara was on the floor, wailing, clutching her phone like her heart was inside it. Mama, what happened? Amara rushed to her side. Mama Clara's voice broke. It's Michael, my son. He was involved in an accident on his way from the airport this morning. Amara froze. What? The doctor just called. He's unconscious. Tears streamed down Mama Clara's face as she trembled. Amara knelt beside her, holding her close. Mama, please don't cry. God is still on the throne. He won't die. He'll wake up. He'll come back to you. Mama Clara sobbed harder. He's all I have in this world, Amara. My only child. Amara whispered softly, let's pray. God can do anything. They held hands right there on the marble floor, tears mixing with faith. That whole day, the mansion felt heavy, like grief was sitting in every corner. Mama Clara visited the hospital once and came back worse, saying Michael still hadn't opened his eyes. Every night, Amara would sneak into the living room, kneel and whisper, God, please spare his life. If you do, I'll serve you forever, and I will serve this family with all my heart. 6 days crawled by like a slow Lagos traffic jam. Early that morning, Mama Clara knocked softly on Amara's door. Her face looked pale, her eyes swollen from crying, but her voice carried a little hope. Amara, my daughter, please help me, she said gently. Take this food to the hospital. Go and give it to Michael. Without hesitation, Amara collected the food flask. Don't worry, Mama. I'll go right now, she said, adjusting her dress quickly and stepping out into the cool morning breeze. The journey to the hospital was quiet. She kept praying silently, God, please let him be fine. When she arrived, a nurse directed her to a private ward. The air inside smelled like disinfectant and sadness. She stepped in carefully and froze. Michael was lying on the bed, his entire face covered in bandages. Machines beeped slowly beside him. Good afternoon, sir, she whispered, moving closer. I'm Amara. Mama Clara sent me to bring your food. Michael turned his head slightly, following her voice. His lips moved weakly. Thank you. I've heard her talk about you, he said, his voice barely above a whisper. Amara nodded, placing the food flask on the side table. The doctor said something to me, he added, his tone sinking low. What did he say? Amara asked softly. Michael hesitated. Then, with a shaky breath, he said the words that broke her heart. He said, I can't see anymore. I'm blind. Amara's hands trembled. Oh my God, no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Her voice cracked, but quickly she wiped her eyes and spoke with faith. Sir, please don't lose hope. There's nothing God cannot do. You will see again. Miracles still happen every day. Michael managed a faint smile beneath the bandages. You really believe that? With all my heart, she replied firmly. Now please eat and get your strength back. You'll be fine. She opened the flask and gently fed him spoon by spoon. The sound of her calm voice filled the quiet room. When he finished eating, she cleaned his mouth carefully and smiled. I'll come again tomorrow, sir. Rest well, she said, packing up the flask. Michael nodded slowly. Thank you, Amara. After she left, Michael reached for his phone and called his mother. Mama, he said with a faint smile. Thank you for sending Amara to me. Her presence gave me hope. I think I like her voice. She sounds peaceful. Mama Clara chuckled softly over the phone. I told you, my son, that girl has something pure in her spirit. She is a good girl. 2 weeks later, Michael was discharged. He now wore dark shades to hide his eyes and moved around with a walking stick. He hadn't fully accepted his new condition, but he was learning, one slow step at a time. Mama Clara was always by his side, encouraging him, and Amara, she had become the sunshine in that mansion. She cooked his meals, kept the house spotless, and made sure Michael had everything he needed. She even teased him sometimes to make him smile. Sir, please don't go and hit your head on that flower pot again, oh, she would say jokingly, and he would laugh softly. Despite his situation, Michael found comfort in her presence. One afternoon, Mama Clara called Amara into her room. She was folding clothes into a suitcase. Amara, my dear, I have to travel to Abuja tomorrow. Oh, she said, one of my childhood friends just lost her husband. I must attend the burial. I'll be away for 2 weeks. Amara frowned a bit. Ah, Mama, sorry, oh, may God comfort her. Amen, my daughter, Mama Clara said. Please, while I'm gone, take care of Michael. You already know his routine, his meals, his medicine, his walks. Just be there for him. Amara nodded quickly. Don't worry, Mum, I'll take care of him as if he's my brother. You can trust me. Mama Clara smiled warmly and hugged her tight. God bless you, my child. You've brought peace to this house. Amara smiled. You've been like a mother to me, Mama. Don't worry, I'll handle everything. The next day, Amara was in the kitchen making lunch while Michael sat quietly in the living room. The house was calm until the front door flew open with a loud bang. A thick, angry voice filled the air. Michael, so you're here sitting like a prince while I'm out there dying of hunger? Michael stiffened. He knew that voice. It was his late father's elder brother, Uncle Raymond. The man stormed in, smelling of sweat, gin and frustration. His shirt was half tucked in, his slippers mismatched. Good morning, Uncle Raymond, Michael said calmly. Good what? The man snapped. I didn't come for greetings. I came for my monthly allowance. Michael frowned slightly. Uncle? I just got discharged from the hospital. I had an accident. I can't see anymore. And so, Raymond barked, you're blind, not broke. Your bank account is still working, Abai. Michael took a deep breath. Uncle, you didn't even ask how I'm doing. You didn't visit or call. You only came here for money? The man scoffed loudly. Young man, you're the son of my late brother. That makes me your responsibility. Your father used to send me money every month. Whether you're blind or not, the money must continue. Michael sighed deeply, his voice calm but firm. Uncle, I built this company from scratch. You've never helped me. Now I'm blind and all you care about is what I can give you. Don't talk rubbish, Uncle Raymond shouted. You owe me. You're nothing without your father's name. I must collect my money today. Suddenly, fast footsteps echoed from the hallway. Amara burst into the room like a soldier on duty, her wrapper tied tight around her waist. Eyes blazing. Excuse me, sir, she said sharply. I've been hearing your noise from the kitchen. You're shouting like you paid rent here. Raymond turned sharply. Who is this one? Your housemaid? Amara scoffed. Housemaid. Ogre, respect yourself. How can a man old enough to be my grandfather be begging a blind man for allowance? Don't you have shame? Raymond's eyes widened. You're insulting me in my brother's son's house? Amara folded her arms, her voice dripping with sarcasm. Insult? No, uncle, I'm just describing your behaviour. You didn't ask how he's coping. You didn't even bring oranges from your village. Just straight to money talk. You're a national disgrace, sir. Michael tried not to laugh, but his lips curved slightly. Michael! The uncle barked. You're sitting there quiet while this small girl insults me. Michael's voice was calm. Uncle, maybe you should leave now before things get worse. So that's it, the man shouted. You've joined forces with your maid. Maid? Amara snapped. If you call me that again, I'll pour this hot stew on your head, lazy man. Raymond froze, speechless. After a few awkward seconds, he hissed and turned toward the door. You'll regret this, both of you, he shouted, slamming the door behind him. Amara stood breathing hard, her hands still on her hips. Michael chuckled softly. Thank you, Amara, he said. Nobody has ever spoken to him like that. She looked at him, still fuming. Sir, I can't stand wicked people, especially the ones who hide behind family ties. Michael smiled again, adjusting his glasses. You're fire, Amara. And you're the calm water, sir, she said, half smiling. Together we balance. They both laughed quietly, the tension in the air melting into something calm. 2 days after that encounter with Uncle Raymond, peace finally returned to the mansion. The house felt warmer again, the kind of peace that only good food and good hearts can bring. Amara was in the kitchen that afternoon, humming a gospel tune as she stirred a pot of agouti soup. The aroma filled the air, and even the gateman, Musa, had sneaked close to the kitchen door to inhale it like perfume. Just as she was about to add crayfish, a loud knock echoed through the compound. Knock! 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 Who's that? Amara shouted, wiping her hands on her apron as she went to open the door. When she swung the door open, her smile disappeared. Standing there in a bright dress, chewing gum like it was her last meal, was Tina, her longtime friend from the neighbourhood. Ah! Amara! Tina squealed, brushing past her into the house without invitation. So, this is where you've been hiding, Em? Amara blinked, confused. Tina, what are you doing here? Tina turned slowly, her eyes wandering across the sparkling living room. She whistled dramatically. Eewoo! Fine house! AC everywhere! You day enjoy? Oh, Amara, you don't blow! See sofa! See chandelier! Amara frowned slightly. Tina, please behave. This is not your street corner guest house. This is my boss's home. Tina rolled her eyes and sat carelessly on the couch armrest. Boss key? You mean that blind billionaire you're nursing like one sick puppy? Girl, you're living inside gold and you don't even know it. Amara crossed her arms. Tina, mind your tongue. That's a human being you're talking about, and a good one too. He's not just some blind man. He's been through a lot. Tina scoffed. I beg, spare me. You've started forming Mother Teresa again, Abi? Always doing I'm a good girl. Amara sighed and turned to leave. If you came here to talk nonsense, you can be going. But Tina wasn't done. She leaned forward and whispered with a wicked grin. Listen, Amara, you're sitting on a jackpot and you don't even realise it. That man can't see, and the gate man told me his mother isn't around. When he sends you to buy something, just inflate the prices small. Nobody will know. Collect extra, keep it, and build your future. Abby, you want to be poor forever? Amara froze, her eyes widening. Tina, are you hearing yourself at all? You're asking me to steal from a blind man? From the people who took me in? Tina hissed. Steal? You're too dramatic. I'm saying use your sense. This is Lagos. You think people will get rich by praying and cooking soup? No, they use opportunity. If you like, keep doing holy girl. When they sack you tomorrow, don't come crying to me. That hit a nerve. Amara's face hardened. God forbid. I'll never betray these people. They gave me food, a roof, clothes, even treated me like family. And you want me to rob them because they trust me? Tina stood up angrily. You're not ready for life, my dear. Continue being a Moo. When hunger slap you, don't call my number. Amara pointed to the door. Carry your wahala and leave this house right now. You're a bad friend, Tina. A friend that teaches evil is worse than an enemy. Tina grabbed her handbag and hissed loudly. No wahala, but when they kick you out, don't come running to me, oh! No, your type dem de use and dump. Amara folded her arms unbothered. Better go before I change my mind and pour hot goosey on your head. Tina muttered under her breath and slammed the door so hard that the chandelier rattled. Amara shook her head and murmured, So this is what friendship has turned into? May God deliver me from poverty-minded people. She went back to her soup as if nothing happened, but her heart was still heavy. 2 days later, around noon, Michael called Amara into his room. He sat on the couch wearing his usual dark shades, his walking stick resting beside him. Amara, he gently. Please come. Yes, sir. She wiped her hands and hurried in. He held out a small card. This is my ATM card. I need you to go to the supermarket and buy a few things for the house. The list you gave me is on the table. Amara hesitated, her eyes wide. Your ATM card? Yes, she nodded respectfully. All right, sir. I'll be back soon. As she walked out, Michael exhaled slowly. In his mind, he thought, let's see. He had grown up surrounded by people who wore fake smiles, people who acted kind only until money entered the picture. His uncle, his relatives, even some close friends, all of them betrayed him once they saw an opportunity. And now he was blind. He couldn't check prices, couldn't see receipts. All he had left was trust, and even that felt fragile. If she comes back with stories, he muttered under his breath, I'll know she's just like the rest. Hours later, the gate opened. Musa, the gateman, greeted loudly. Madam Amara, don't come back, oh! She came in carrying 2 large bags of groceries, sweating slightly but smiling. Without delay, she arranged everything neatly in the kitchen, counted each item, matched it with the list, then went straight to Michael's room. Sir, she said softly, here's your card and the receipt. Everything you asked for is complete, no Kobo extra. Michael sat still. You're sure? Yes, sir. You can even ask the driver. We went straight to the market and came back. No diversion. She placed the card and receipt on the table and walked away to unpack the rest of the items. Michael sat silently for several minutes. He could hear her humming again from the kitchen, peaceful, content, unaware that she had just passed a silent test. He slowly picked up his phone and called his mother. Mama Clara, he said quietly. Yes, my son! How are you feeling today? Mama, I sent Amara to the market today with my ATM card. Okay, and? I expected the usual, he said honestly. I thought she'd inflate the prices or claim she lost some money, but Mama, she didn't. Everything she bought matches the list exactly. She brought back the card, the receipt, even the balance. No excuses. She said everything is perfect, and my banker called to tell me how much was debited to my account. On the other end, Mama Clara chuckled softly. Didn't I tell you that girl's heart is clean? You see now? Michael smiled faintly. You're right, Mama. I judged her too quickly. She's not like other people. Keep your eyes. Forgive me. I should say your heart on her, Mama Clara said teasingly. There's something different about that girl. When the call ended, Michael leaned back in silence. For the first time in months, he felt a strange kind of peace. One that wasn't about sight or wealth, but trust, and deep down something new was growing. Quiet but certain. Maybe, just maybe, he wasn't blind to everything after all. By the weekend, the mansion was unusually quiet. The hum of the air conditioner was the only sound that filled the sitting room. Billionaire Michael sat calmly on the cream-coloured couch, dressed neatly simple. Even though he was said to have lost his sight in a recent accident, he carried himself with the same confidence as before. His wristwatch glistened under the chandelier light, proof that blindness hadn't robbed him of his taste for class. He was expecting someone, his long-time business associate, Mr. Allison. They had been partners for years, and even after Michael went blind, Allison still came around often to help with paperwork. A few minutes later, the gate creaked open. The security man's voice echoed, "Ogre, good afternoon, sir." Then came Allison's loud laugh. The man loved attention. He strutted in, holding a brown envelope under his arm. "Michael, my man!" he shouted as he entered, grinning from ear to ear. "Still looking sharp as usual, I see." Michael smiled faintly and stood a little, stretching out his hand. "Allison, you're welcome. How's everything?" "My brother, we thank God," Allison replied as he sat, wiping imaginary sweat from his face. "Business is booming, and I brought something that'll make both of us even richer." He dropped the brown envelope on the glass table, pulled out a few documents, and pushed them toward Michael. "These are the new investment deals we discussed over the phone. Just sign here, here, and here. Everything is fine. We go make serious money from this one." Michael nodded, feeling for the pen on the table. Just as he picked it up, the soft sound of slippers echoed from the corridor. Amara had entered the living room. "Good afternoon, sir," she greeted Mr. Allison politely. Her voice was calm but alert, the kind of tone that made people either underestimate or fear her. "Afternoon, my dear," Allison replied, flashing her a fake smile. She turned to Michael. "Sir, please, may I see those papers before you sign?" Michael paused. That request surprised him. "Amara," he said gently, "this is my closest friend. We've been doing business for over 10 years. I trust him completely." Amara stepped closer and placed a careful hand over his. "Sir, with all due respect, trust doesn't sign contracts. Please let me just look. It won't take a minute." The room went silent. Allison's expression instantly changed. His fake smile vanished. "What nonsense is this?" he barked. "Who is this small girl to question me? A housemaid telling a CEO not to trust his business partner?" Amara didn't flinch. She crossed her arms and stared at him with bold eyes. "If everything is fine, why are you shouting, sir? I only said I want to look." "Abby, are the papers allergic to my eyes?" Michael tilted his head slightly, confused by Allison's reaction. "Michael," Allison snapped, "I don't like this girl's tone. If you can't control your staff, I'll take my business elsewhere." Amara gave a short, sarcastic laugh. "Sir, the door is open, but if those papers were clean, you wouldn't be afraid of me checking them. You said it's business. Then let's do it properly." That was the last straw. Allison hissed, snatched his envelope, and stormed out. "You people will regret this insult," he shouted, slamming the door so hard that the chandelier trembled. For a long moment, the room was quiet again. Michael sat back slowly, processing everything. Amara sighed, sitting beside him. "Sir, I know I may have crossed a line, but I swear that man is up to no good. His hands were shaking when I asked to see the papers. If those documents were truly legit, he wouldn't react like that. I may not be educated like your business friends, but I've seen enough street deals to know a scam when it's in front of me." Michael rubbed his chin thoughtfully. "You're right. I just can't believe it. That man was like a brother to me." Amara shrugged. "There's no brotherhood in business, sir. Money doesn't know friendship. Please, next time before you sign anything, call me. Let's look together." Michael chuckled softly. "Look together? Amara, you really don't fear anyone?" She smiled shyly. "I fear God, sir, not greedy people." He reached for her hand gently. "You're an angel, Amara. What would I have done without you?" She smiled, her cheeks turning pink. "I'm just doing what's right, sir." She stood up, ready to leave, but as she walked away, she turned slightly, gave a little gentle smile and disappeared into the hallway, thinking he wouldn't notice. But Michael did. Though blind, he could feel the warmth of her gesture. He smiled faintly and whispered, "I love you so much, Amara." A week later, the house was calm again. Amara continued her duties as usual, cleaning, cooking, helping Michael move around and reading the news to him in the evenings. But something had changed. Michael had become quieter, softer, and more thoughtful. Every time Amara entered the room, he could feel her presence before she spoke. Her laughter made him smile. Her kindness melted something cold inside him. One night, while she served him dinner, he gently took her hand. She froze, startled. "Amara," he said softly, "there's something I've been meaning to tell you." Her voice dropped. "What is it, sir?" He took a deep breath. "I want to marry you." Amara blinked, sure she didn't hear him right. "Marry who?" "You," he said, smiling. "Amara, you've shown me love, honesty and loyalty. You've done what no one else could. You cared for me when you thought I was helpless. You're everything I didn't know I needed." Her eyes widened. "Sir, are you joking?" He chuckled softly. "I'm dead serious, and there's something I need to confess before you say anything." Her heartbeat quickened. "What is it?" He took off his dark glasses slowly and looked straight into her eyes. Amara gasped and stepped back. "Sir, you can see?" "Yes," he said calmly. "I was never blind." She staggered. "What, I faked everything. There was no accident, no blindness. I could see all along." "Jesus!" Amara exclaimed, covering her mouth. "You mean all this time?" "I saw everything," Michael interrupted softly. "I saw the way you protected me. I saw how you stood up for me against Allison. I saw the way you gave that little smile of love when you thought I couldn't see." Her knees weakened. "But why would you do that to me?" Michael sighed deeply. "Because I wanted to know who you really were. Mama Clara told me how you saved her from those kidnappers. She said I should marry you, but I couldn't just marry someone I didn't know. So I came up with a plan. I wanted to see your heart, not your beauty, not your words, your true self. So I faked my blindness. Mama helped me. I watched you when you thought I couldn't see. And what I saw humbled me." Tears streamed down Amara's face. "You were kind, honest and brave. You refused to cheat me even when no one would have known. You could have taken advantage of me, but you didn't. I fell in love with you, Amara, with everything you are." Her voice trembled. "So all this time you were testing me?" "Yes," he whispered, stepping closer, "and you passed every test. Now, I don't just love you because my mother said you're a good woman. I love you because my heart says so. Will you marry me?" Amara covered her face, laughing and crying at the same time. "You're wicked, sir," she said, half smiling. "But yes, I'll marry you." Michael pulled her into his arms, holding her tightly as if letting go would make her disappear. A week later, Amara decided to visit her old friend Tina to share the good news. When Tina opened the door and saw her glowing, she folded her arms. "Ah, Amara, this one your face is shining like sun." "Happen?" Amara smiled proudly. "I'm getting married," Tina gasped. "Married? To who?" "To Michael," Amara said happily. "He wasn't really blind. It was all a test." Tina blinked in disbelief. "Wait, you mean that billionaire faked blindness just to test you? Chai! Men are wicked-o! And you still want to marry him?" Amara smiled calmly. "Yes, he wanted to be sure before giving me his heart. I don't blame him. In this world, you don't know who to trust anymore," Tina hissed. "If it were me, I'd dump him. Any man who tests love like exam is not serious." Amara smiled faintly. "You wouldn't understand. He didn't test me to mock. He tested me to see my soul, and now he knows it." She picked her bag and turned to leave. "Tina, I thought you'd be happy for me, but I was wrong. This is goodbye. You won't see me again." Tina rolled her eyes, but Amara didn't look back. 2 months later, the whole city buzzed with the news. Billionaire Michael was getting married to his mother's rescuer. The wedding was grand yet simple. Amara wore a modest white gown, her beauty radiating naturally. Michael, in his expensive suit, stood tall and proud beside her. Mama Clara couldn't stop crying tears of joy as the pastor said, "You may now kiss the bride." The crowd cheered, phones raised, music blaring. It was the kind of wedding that made people believe in destiny again. And as Michael and Amara kissed under the bright Lagos sun, it was clear love had won, not because of money or status, but because one woman dared to love beyond sight. Hello, my beloved viewers. You see this life, trust and love are two strong things we no day easy to find these days. Some people go smile with you but plan evil for your back. But when God plants the right person in your life, even the blind go see that kind of love. Amara was not rich, but her heart was pure, and that's what made the billionaire Michael open his eyes, not just physically but spiritually. He finally realized that money can buy everything except true love and loyalty. So my people, the moral lesson is simple. Don't judge people by their status. Don't let betrayal make you lose faith in love. And above all, never underestimate the power of a sincere heart. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more touching, thrilling, and emotional stories. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. My besties, tell me, what do you think about Michael's test? Was he right or wrong to pretend? I want to hear from you in your own language. Till next time, stay blessed, stay kind, and remember, true love still exists, even in this wicked world.